Welcome to Lhasa, Tibet, the forbidden city of the world, just north of the Himalayan mountains. There is a nudging sense of anticipation as we drive. It is calm and clear and the land looks barren. No trees, no shade, instead full exposure to the elements. It seems like a harsh environment to live in at 11,995 feet. As a result, it has earned a spot as one of the highest cities in the world. I am eager to roam the town, and I waste no time in learning the layout of the land. But it's a modern city with busy streets. I was expecting more of the traditional Tibetan life, temples and a town built on religion, like the namesake implies, place of the gods, not the world's highest brewery. And for a moment, I'm disappointed. But I soon discover that the center of the Tibetan Buddhist world is tucked away along the backstreets. It's a beautiful night, and we are eager to embrace the food and culture of this clean, holy city. Wandering around on foot, the best way to see this city, we come across a storefront specializing in tempting cookies and cakes. We don't need to know any Chinese or Tibetan to sink our teeth into this award-winning custard-filled pastry. There's a great selection of restaurants, but what I'm after is history. The lampposts and signs highlight and intensify the entrance to buildings. We're in the northwest part of the city, near Rinpoche's temple, one of the most important Buddhist monasteries in Lhasa, dating back to the 7th century. And soon all the symbol of events grow out of the sacred walls in the night to tell the story of Tibet, but not before a goosebump-inspiring music performance on a bridge. We need our passports or some form of identification to get through the checkpoints to enter Barkhor Street. Finally, we are on the holy road. The first thing we notice are people prostrating themselves full body along the street. It's an unforgettable sight. May it please Buddha. I am very happy and grateful to the monks for accepting my humble request to have my picture taken with them in this ancient city only steps away from the modern Pizza Hut.
At the Potala Palace, and it is way bigger than I expected. You have both a white palace and the red palace. The white palace was built in 7th century and the red palace was built in 17th century. And we are going on the inside, but we can't actually videotape anything from the inside, so we're gonna get all its splendor from the outside. But so far it's pretty dark.
This is the winter palace of the Dalai Lama since the 7th century. This UNESCO World Heritage Site commands the sky and is like something out of a fairy tale. There are over 1,000 rooms, as you can probably tell from its rows of windows. The White Palace was home to 10 Dalai Lamas and is currently the location of the Tibetan government and it is also the location of the ceremonial hall and the throne of the Dalai Lama. The Red Palace is a house of prayer. It has several chapels and is used as a study to Buddhism. There are also several mausoleums where previous Dalai Lamas are housed, and it is richly ornamented. We are visiting Sera Monastery, another Buddhist religious complex with the Great Assembly Hall and 3 colleges founded in 1419. Although there is still renovation going on, we are able to tour the various buildings and gardens. Sera Monastery is famous for hundreds of Buddhist monks enthusiastically debating, yet it is very peaceful here. Last but not least, we visit Jokhang, the Buddhist temple in Barkhor Square, the old city of Lhasa, and another UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is considered the most sacred temple in Tibet and is the spiritual heart of the city. In fact, all of Barkhor Square or street is essentially the pilgrimage road or walkway for pilgrims to walk around the temple, which takes about 20 minutes and is executed at dawn and dusk. The 33rd Tibetan king Songtsen Khampo built this temple in 647 for his 2 wives. He is credited with the introduction of Buddhism in Tibet. It is also during his reign that the translation Buddhist texts from Sanskrit into Tibetan began. There are a handful of monks debating today. It's certainly one of the unexpected highlights of visiting the monasteries.
Behind me is Barkhor Temple. We're in Barkhor Square right now. We've walked all around the square. There's so much more to see. I'm afraid that we can't see it all. But it's a pretty amazing temple. We got some monks inside debating on what issues, we have no idea. And here we are with a couple of friends that we met yesterday. Super nice. And the sun's going down finally because it was such a hot day.
It really feels like we are in a different part of the world here, and I can't get enough of this old city and the unique small shops and the array of souvenirs. There are even familiar restaurants.
Okay. My name is Jennifer.
We are Tibetan, and we are in Lhasa, in the Barkhor Street.
Very.
You are the best nature girl. Yes, thank you.
Even though each place we visited really told the history of the Tibetan people, their customs and traditions, we were most grateful to our new Tibetan friends who showed us all around the city via the backstreets. We hope one day the Chinese government will allow Tibetans to get passports, and we can show you the same kindness.